What is going on, YouTube? It is Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you so much for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina, where I am a do-it-yourself guy. I'm not a professional. I've just been making these videos like this one to show you what I'm doing here in my lawn. Is it working? Is it not working? I show you the good, the bad, and the ugly here, whether I'm an idiot and I screw up my lawn or whether something we do is really successful, highly successful. We do it all here. We show it to you, and we just document our lawn journey. And so that's what we do here. Thank you for tuning in today. If you enjoy the video, I would please ask, give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel to get out there for more people like yourself, like me, that are just homeowners that want to have nice lawns in subdivisions. We got a lot of subdivisions going up here in my area, and I know there's a lot of people that probably want to have a nice green fescue lawn. Maybe they want a Bermuda lawn. Maybe they want that ugly, disgusting warm season crap. Just kidding to the warm season people out there if you're watching. But I do prefer fescue. That's what I grew up on. It's what my dad planted, and that's what I have come to love and enjoy. So thank you for tuning in today. Also, I don't mention this enough, but we have channel memberships. If you're interested in supporting the channel, we have these two little packages in channel memberships. If you hit the join button, you can become a channel member. When we do live streams, which we're going to be doing more of this season, hopefully you'll have little emotes, you'll have perks in there. You can read about them. I need to actually refresh on what all the perks are, but check out the join button. That's why it's down there. There's little packages you can do for a monthly fee, a small monthly fee, to help support the channel. So thank you for those that are channel members. I appreciate you guys. Today, all we want to jump in today is fertilizer. That's all we're going to discuss today is fertilizer. And I'm limited on what I can do, as I mentioned in the last video, because I do have some nozzles that are specifically designed from Pete over at GCI Turf, and he has said in the video, said in his material, please do not share these on YouTube. He's working on patents for some of this stuff. He's copywriting it. He invented them, I guess you could say, or came up with them. So I do not want to share. So that's why a lot of times I won't show all the spraying of what I'm doing. I know you guys like action. You like to see, what is Mr. Ferguson doing every step of the way? And I show you the main parts that I feel like is most important. And today we're going to talk about putting down fertilizer. As I went to yesterday, I was with my daughter on a school field trip downtown into Raleigh. We went to the Capitol. We went to the North Carolina Museum of History. And I got to spend a day with my daughter, which was fun. But on the way back, coming back into town, there's a house that I always look at, you know, as I'm going into work, and he had mowed recently. And I told you guys on the last video, man, I'm just not feeling it this year. Like, normally it just like hits me like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to stripe. I'm ready to fertilize. And I get into that lawn spirit, and I just wasn't there last video. That motivated me. When I saw this guy's lawn, he probably has, you know, I don't know, an acre front yard, and that thing was mowed, and he had striped it. And it looks like he put down some fert, or it's just a darker type of cool season lawn. Man, it looked great. And I was like, okay, it's on. Like, it motivated me. It got me excited to do that in my lawn. So I can report that to you. So we talked about which fertilizer should I choose last video, between Liquid, Green Charge, and through Lawn Supply Company. And I've went with the Lawn Supply Company. And the reason why is because I've never used it. It's heavy too. It's 10 pounds. So if you didn't see the last video, I'll show you. It's 2100 ammonium sulfate from Lawn Supply Company. That's the company combination of Matt Martin and Ryan Knorr here on YouTube. So go check them out if you're interested in seeing. They've got tons of products if you're interested in supporting a small business. That's one of the reasons why I got this. Another one, Grass Factor, kind of recommended it. And so I want to see, hey, what does it look like in my turf? And so we're coming out of this, quote, winter. It wasn't even really a harsh winter here in North Carolina, but we've got poa-triv trying to pop up. We've got uneven grass because we've not mowed in, you know, since last fall. And so we've got the roughage of the grass. I'm hoping that by applying this fertilizer, we're going to begin to put some nitrogen in the ground. It's going to take it up, the nutrients, and feed off this, and it's going to begin to grow, and we'll begin to mow. And so mowing is about to start, and hopefully by this afternoon we'll even have a color change, and we'll keep you posted next week on if we see that. So without further ado, all we're going to do on this video quickly is we're going to mix this up and show you the mix, and then I'm going to go spray it, and more likely Monday we'll come back and see, did we make a big difference or not? So let's go ahead, let's mix up our fert, and let's get that done. And just as I don't know, to show you guys where we're at right now. You can see Mr. Brandon's yard, and you can see my yard. I'm already darker than him, you know, not picking on him or anything, but just as this is where we're starting at, right? So you can see the color of my lawn. You see we still got holes from where we're pulling up Poa Triv, so I'm hoping some of this baby grass will come up. We've put down our pre-emergent, but color-wise, he's got a lighter green color than myself. So that's where we're starting at. So when we come back next week and kind of look at the results of the fert, we'll be able to tell, is it super dark green compared to Mr. Brandon's? Is it about the same? That's why I want to show you this right here. Once we apply it and it dries on the leaf blade, we want to go ahead at that point and water it in. So as soon as I apply this, I'm going to turn right around and water it in. So that part I won't show you guys. You know the deal. You know, you're just dragging your sprinklers around, getting some water on it, soaking it into the dirt. So let me put you on the tripod and quickly go over the bag one more time in more detail of what I'm going to do. And I've already got my water going, and we'll mix this bad boy up. All right, guys, again, thank you so much for tuning in. It's not going to be a long video because we're going to wrap it up after we do our mixture here. I'm not going to, number one, again, with the nozzles, I don't want to give away Pete's, you know, secret there. But we're mainly just going to mix it up, and I want to tell you what I'm doing so you know how much I'm applying, and when we see it, did it make a huge difference or did it not? So we'll be able to tell in a minute. So, again, we're using the Lawn Supply Company, brand new, Ryan Knorr. Go check him out on YouTube. I'm sure he's got links in any of his videos to the store because he wants, you know, obviously for people to buy his product. So go check it out if you're interested in ammonium sulfate. There's a more close-up of the label if you're interested, 2100. And so what it says, the label is super small. And so I don't know if they're going to correct that, but you can go check the website and read everything I'm about to tell you. But basically they say for turf grass, dissolve 8 ounces of AMS in 1 or more gallons of water to cover 1,000 square feet. Application should be watered in as soon as possible. Higher rates can be applied if carrier volumes are used. Do not exceed 1 pound per 1,000 square feet. Foliar uptake occurs very rapidly and ceases once spray has dried on the leaf blade, what I was mentioning before. At this time, the application should be watered in. So that is the main directions here. At the very top, it says it's a soluble fertilizer designed to be applied as part of a balanced fertility program for turf, trees, shrubs, and ornamental plants. Recommended rates should take into account the following: soil properties, and it gives some things there: irrigation, water properties, weather conditions, tank mix, and general plant health. Application of our product at the right time and right place will ensure maximum efficiency. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to go by what the directions say today. That says we can use up to 1 pound per 1,000 square feet of N. I'm not going there. We recently did an application of iron, and remember at the end of fall we did protein winter mix, and it's a 90-day release, and it got cold in the middle of that. So is some of that protein still releasing? I'm not a professional. I don't know the answer to that. So I don't want to put down too much in when the temperature's warming up, may begin to use the rest of that protein. That's the way my mind is thinking. I don't know. Comment below if you know the answer to that. If all of that protein would have wiped out over winter, because it has been over 90 days, but did the coldness and the grass growing very slow stop that protein release? I don't know. So I'm going to be careful. I'm going to do what the directions say today, and I'm only going to mix 8 ounces per 1,000. As I mentioned, with my tank, I do 8,000 square feet in one tank. So I'm going to do 8 times 8 is 64. I'm going to mix up 64 in our little GCI cup over here, and we're going to dissolve that into the sprayer right behind me with my little drill and mix it in. I'm not going to do any biostimulants to darken this up today. I just want to do straight fertilizer. And so I want to get it down. I want to let it dry where it's going to dry and go ahead and water it in. And hopefully by the end of the day, I've got my first application done. That's my goal today. Let's go ahead and mix 8 ounces per 1,000 square feet into our tank. And there you go. That's what it looks like. If you're interested without me pouring it out, it looks kind of like sugar or powder. I thought it would be more granular, but it looks kind of like sand. So we're gonna pour up to 64 ounces of this stuff and mix it into our backpack sprayer. And so that is, look at that. Mr. Ferguson's got an eye right at 64 ounces of product. So there we go. So now we're just going to slowly pour this into the tank and dissolve it in. And I'm gonna see if this, it does give us a zip close right here, so I'm hoping that is the case. And I need to probably put some gloves on. Probably should have done that before I poured it in. This stuff could make you itchy or burn or something, I don't know, so we want to be very, very careful. Matter of fact, let me get my gloves. All right, there we go. I think we got it, guys. All right, we was finally able to successfully close the bag. So now I'm going to move you over here and let's dump it into the tank and tank mix it. All right, guys, so now we're just going to take it. We're going to take our drill. Currently I've got about a little over 2 gallons of water already in here. So I'm just going to slowly begin to put some of this in here. As I put the drill in first, I'm going to start mixing up the water and pouring in some of the product. So that's right about half. So don't need to fool. The cup is just stained from like RGS and stuff. I don't have anything else in there but white powdery stuff. It kind of looks like lemonade, so nothing too impressive. So now I'm going to add the water back in because, again, we're not doing any biostimulants. I'm not mixing this with anything else. I'm just doing fertilizer. I'm going to go ahead and spray some of this off the side. When it does that with these little connectors. All right, and now let's pour in the rest and finish this off. All right, and there we have it. So everything is now mixed up. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. As you guys have saw in the last video previously where we sprayed our pre-emergent, that now it's just a matter of doing my trim pass, and then we'll do our bulk spray and get it applied. And then it's a matter of going around, taking the time to water it in properly so it gets into the soil, because as the bag directs us, once it dries on the blade, it's not going to uptake that nitrogen in the plant any longer. Once it dries, it needs to be watered into the soil. So I need to do the sprinkling thing. So loads of fun there, but it's a good day to do it. We're going to be in the mid 70s today. It's going to be warm out here. Spraying may be a more moderate tactic. If you're nervous about spraying with the backpack sprayer, you can always use granular. I started with Milorganite. I started with using some of the Flagship. I started with granular products and then kind of eased myself into the backpack sprayer thing as I began to learn. And so just keep those little things in mind. We want to mention that as well. If you're a new homeowner, you can do this. It will take a little bit of practice, but it's your lawn, and when we screw up, it'll be just fine. It's grass. We're not killing anybody. It's just our lawn. It will recover. So thank you guys for tuning in for this brief video today. The real video, the real interesting part will be next week when we come back and show you the results of this spray that I'm doing today. I'm anxious to get it going. Is it going to cause a lot of growth to happen immediately? Is it going to be slow to grow? Well, we need to mow the next video. It's very possible next week we may need to mow this lawn, so stay tuned. Thank you for checking me out today. Thank you for tuning in. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. If you're interested in lawn care for yourself at your home, doing it yourself. Thank you guys for the support. We'll see you next time.